Good evening, Rask enjoyers. I've done right, 'cause it's time for the predictions video. Yes, just a few hours ago, all of these skins rotated into the Rust store, and basically in this video, we're going to go ahead and try and figure out which of these skins potentially might be the best investment for this week, which of these skins might help us walk away with some sweet, delicious looking profit. I'm going to start yapping a whole bunch, so you sit back and relax. Now, you might notice immediately, this is a bit odd with some of the picks. Well, if you look a little bit closer, you might realise that some of these skins have been in the workshop for years. Toxic Armor Double Door, that's been in the workshop for about 3 years, just over 3 years, 3 years and 3 months. We've got the likes of the Fish Roadsign Pants here, that's been in the Rust workshop for over 2 years. And then we've got the likes of Neon Small Fuel Storage, that was in the Rust workshop for almost an entire year. Yeah, you know how last month I was yapping and yapping and yapping non-stop about there might potentially be a complete the sets in May? Well, that didn't happen officially, but based on what we're seeing here, we've got the likes of continuations for the Neon Storage Collection, Training, Toxic Deplorable Collection, Abyss Collection, Fish Collection. It's kind of like an unofficial complete the sets. So that's pretty interesting. That actually might work out very nice. But that's not the only thing that makes this Rust store interesting, because during the same week this is out, we also have a special Twitch event taking place. As of May 25 until the 31st, for an entire week, we're going to have Rust Kingdoms taking place on Twitch. We've got a lot of big Twitch streamers taking part in this event with a lot of very interesting looking Twitch drops. So I know a lot of you might have noticed this garage door here. Please be aware, these Twitch drops, they're going to be given away for free, alright? Totally free. All you have to do is just watch some streams for about 2 hours and it's yours. It's as simple as that. So why am I bringing this up? Why am I making such a fuss about the likes of these Twitch drops? Well, they are definitely going to have an impact on the current Rust store, because if you can understand this, if these are being given away for free, some of these items just so happen to be the exact same skins. Well, rather, it's the same items that we see there. Basically, some people probably won't even bother looking at the Rust store because they're just going to get these skins for free. Do you kind of understand that? Like, we'll explain more as we go through with the video, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. We're probably not going to be seeing that many sales for certain things, but that also makes things a lot more interesting in terms of, well, that might actually make it a whole lot more interesting as an investment. Right, so we've got that point across. Now, unfortunately, we cannot see every single skin here, but if we go to SCMM.app's items section, you can actually see all the skins, including the generic drops. So this is important because I will be coming back to this, but yeah, we've got about 13 skins, I believe, 13, 15, something like that. You can also go ahead and take a look at the Twitch Facepunch drops website. However, as of now, they are not currently visible. It seems they haven't set this up yet, but I'm pretty sure by Friday this should be set up and you should be able to see all the skins, and it'll tell you, alright, you can go watch this stream to get that skin and whatnot. Yeah, you get the idea. So I'll link all these interesting websites in the description of this video, and you can go take a look for yourself. Right, now that we got that nice and established, you should understand that this Rust store will be affected by those Twitch drops, and the perfect example, and also the skin I'm most confident in as the best investment this week, Toxic Armor Double Door. So let's just get this point across. You see this over here? Rustoria Armor Double Door. That skin right there is going to be given away for free. Now, I'd click it if I could, but it doesn't work. The workshop link doesn't work for that one, unfortunately. But please understand this. Based on all the previous Rustoria door skins that they're giving away for free as Twitch drops, they all glowed in the dark. Okay, instantly, I'm assuming that's going to glow in the dark as well, so that's a nice positive to have. But I've also noticed this wooden door here, it has a random window in the middle of it. I'm pretty sure that window is transparent. Would these potentially also be transparent? I don't think so, but there's the possibility of it. But anyway, that's being given away for free, just as when, with this Rust store, we have this Toxic Armor Double Door currently right there. So please understand this. As of Saturday, I can't help but assume this is going to end up losing traction with its sales. Because, when you get, in a very straightforward sense, once people realise that, oh, okay, that's being given away for free, would they even want to buy that? I'm not hating on the skin, because, number one, very cool looking skin, I've got to give it this. Part of the Toxic Deplorable collection, yep, it's got many other skins in this collection, if I could quickly go back over to here. We haven't seen any skins for quite a long time, because the last one is accepted back in 2021. Now, I should also point out, you see like the green liquid? That is the only part that glows. This does glow in the dark, but only the green liquid. So if you don't really care too much about the signs and whatnot, or you just want a double door skin that doesn't glow too much, only the green parts glow. So that's interesting. That's a cool little detail. But I've also got to get this point across to all of you. We don't see many double armored door skins being accepted every year in Rust stores. So let's just get this point across. Whilst we do occasionally get a Twitch drop, when it comes to marketable skins, if I show it to you this way, you might realise with Rust having had skins for about 8 to 9 years now, we only have 7 skins. So on average, we get less than 1 skin being accepted in Rust stores every year. Yeah, I mean, if you understand fractions and whatnot, it does make sense. But the point I'm trying to get across is, because we have hardly any of these being accepted in Rust stores, they turn out to become very, very nice investments. On average, most of these double doors sell between $2 to $3, and yet you will not see one below $6 right now. So yes, whilst they're in the Rust store for about $2 to $3, they've all easily risen up in price because they don't really have that much competition. But in this instance, it's the first instance in which we have a week where a double armored door just so happens to be in the Rust store when we have a Twitch drop out as well. And that's a generic drop. So that's going to be so much more easier to get hold of compared to, well, I mean, like watching a streamer for 2 hours. Oh, God forbid. But you get the idea. So a lot of people probably will just stick with having the Twitch drop, which would mean this likely won't be selling that much. However, once you realise that, it's not necessarily a bad thing for us, the investors, because that means there'd be a lot less of these in circulation. All the better for it to rise up in price. So let's go take a look at these double armor doors again, and also take a look at how many of them sold. So we could go by low subscribers. That'll probably be easier. So we got some of the very older ones, like just the armored double door right there. That only did 5,000 sales. However, that came out in 2019. So let's just go, a little bit more recent. Let's go up to the 2020 era. So here we have the Christmas bunker double door. That did about 15,400 subscribers. The next one here, 17,100. Next one, bombshell double armored door. That did 18,498. And then if we go to here, with the likes of the Outer Planets double armor door, 19,666. So, they do between like 15 to 20,000 subscribers. Alright, that's fine. I kind of don't think that Toxic Armor double door is going to reach that. It might reach 15,000. Okay, maybe I wouldn't rule out the possibility of that. But you understand that with that existing, that very likely won't be selling that much. And whilst it's not necessarily a great thing for the skin creator, it's very useful for us. As I said, if there's a lot less of them available, all the better for it to rise up in price. And I do have a very good example of something very similar happening. So if I go over to here and type in Blizzard ID, what's this? You're talking about a sheet metal double door? I am, but the same sort of thing applies. It's just that this year we already have a bunch of sheet metal double doors. But anyway, just understand the context. Back in 2023, in that era, we didn't have that many sheet metal double doors. And then lo and behold, we got this Blizzard ID sheet metal double door being given away for free. It had transparency, big huge windows that you could see through, and also it glowed in the dark. That was being given away for free. And I can actually sit here and say around 267,000 of these were picked up by various different individual people. Cool, we understand that. What are we talking about here though? Well, it just so happens this was accepted or given away in early September. But if I go over to here real quickly, when I look at all the sheet metal double doors that came out last year, you might notice we had the bombshell sheet metal double door. That was accepted at the end of September. Do you understand what happened? Loads of people got that for free. They didn't feel the need to buy that. The sheet metal double door right there, the bombshell sheet metal double door. That did not many sales. That right now is easily, comfortably in the positive. It doubled in price and it wasn't even hard. And if you go look at its sales history, you can see how quick it was. Look at the state of that. Just up. So I can't help but assume I don't think it's going to be exactly like that, but if we see the exact same behaviour playing out with the likes of the armoured double door that we have in the Rust store, Toxic Armor double door, I'm sure you understand and you get the feeling that, well, that's looking to be a little bit special, and that's why it's the skin that I'm feeling most confident in. Now, by default, I don't rush into buying anything. I like to wait until Wednesday, because if you understand, certain skins are abnormal. If you don't know what I refer to when I say certain skins are abnormal, could you please consider going to my YouTube? Could you please consider watching my recent Rust Skin Abnormal Barders video? That will help you out a lot in terms of understanding all the context. Basically, in a very brief answer, certain skins will become marketable before the Rust store even rotates out to the new skins, and we can use that time to our advantage to jump in, do a barter, look at the support, as in look at all the barders that have currently been put down, and question, alright, maybe it's good to jump in and maybe make a few purchases of this, because it looks like it's going to be perfectly fine to retain its value. Or maybe there's like next to no barders, and you know, you'd get the idea that maybe it's not good to jump in and make a purchase because it doesn't look like a reliable investment. Does that make sense to you? Watch that video I suggested and it'll make a whole lot more sense. So that Toxic Armor double door is the skin I'm most confident in. What else? What am I looking at now? where I'm thinking, okay, things are looking pretty interesting here. And I have to sit here and say, Overheat boots and gloves. Just to kind of get the point started, what do you mean? I'm going to be referencing something over and over again a lot, and it's mainly going to be about the clothing and armor skins. Right. So Overheat boots and gloves, what's so special? Well, literally, with the previous week, we literally just had the hoodie and pants being accepted. Lo and behold, with the boots and gloves immediately being accepted the very next rush store, those hoodie and pants just immediately spiked demand, spiked in price. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's looking very nice. But like, what else? What else should we anticipate? What else should we expect? Well, I can't help but assume these boots and gloves aren't going to be selling that much based on all of these other skins getting more attention. All right, just take that into consideration, right? On the horizon, in this current position, because these were accepted literally just after the hoodie and pants, in terms of all the core pieces, we're still anticipating the likes of Tier 2 armor and Tier 3 armor. And based on, well, all of this being accepted so far, can't help but assume the skin creator, Mr. Johnny Oldboy, I think we will definitely be seeing them being made. And maybe, most likely, probably being accepted. What? Really? Yeah, come on now, think about it. So, please understand this. Typically, when we see a new core piece being accepted, that being either hoodie and pants, Tier 2 or Tier 3 armor, the pre-existing clothing and armor skins tend to spike in demand and spike in price. We are still anticipating the likes of Tier 2 and Tier 3 armor. Oh, now you get it. But there's another thing I want to bring up to you. How many sales will we have of these two compared to these two? There's a situation where if we end up with a complete collection of clothing and armor, that being all the core pieces and boots and gloves, the skins that sell the least tend to become the best investments. As in, if people really want a full set, there's only so many skins to go around of the lowest selling skins. There's a pretty interesting example of this when we go back to the likes of Valentine's. We had Lovestruck skins accepted, didn't we? However, these boots and gloves, they didn't sell as much as the pre-existing clothing and armor skins, and it turns out that actually helped them out quite a lot. So we had the likes of the hoodie and pants, we had the Tier 3, and then we had the Tier 2. All of the core pieces were accepted. Boots and gloves came out afterwards. But boots and gloves only did about 7,500 subscribers compared to, well, on average, at the very least, all of these armor pieces did over 20,000 subscribers, including the hoodie pants because they're clothing. But you get the idea. Basically, these sold significantly less. However, people do like this collection enough where people want the full set. There's only so many of these to go around. This is now $5. This is now sitting somewhat around $2. They went up in price ever so nicely. So now if we go back up to here with the likes of the current Rush store, you will understand that these two boots and gloves, they are in a very, very, very interesting spot based on these might not sell as much as the hoodie and pants. That very likely could happen. But of course, also, we can anticipate the arrival of the Tier 3 armor and the Tier 2 armor. It's just in too much of a good spot. Like, I can't help but express enough how that is looking to be in a very, very nice spot. Now, I also had to bring this up. The boots are not abnormal, but the gloves are. But I feel like if we could probably do our abnormal barders on the gloves, get a good feel of what that looks like. Like, maybe it gets a ton of support. And if that does happen, I'm pretty sure the exact same thing would happen to the boots. Therefore, it might actually be a pretty good thing to consider even buying, but I wouldn't do that until Wednesday. Look at the total sales by then, and then of course figure out what we're going to do from there. I will be streaming on that day. Look in the description of this video to look at all my socials, my Twitter, my Discord, and of course my Twitch channel. We'll be looking at all the skins and discussing prices we might offer for all of them. I'm sure you get the idea. So that's in a very interesting spot. Now, moving on to the next skin, I want to talk about the likes of, well, technically speaking, both of these skins. After understanding that whole situation in terms of will they sell as much as the previous skins and what could we potentially expect in the future, I look at the Fish Roadsign pants more specifically because, well, funnily enough, this has waited like 2.5 years to finally be accepted. I'm sure a lot of you people out there who happen to like Rust and happen to like these certain fish skins here, there's a select group, who am I thinking of? But yeah, I can't help but assume that Mr. Shedmon, the skin creator, who I've actually spoken to, might potentially be working on some hoodie and pants and Tier 3 armor now. Just to get this point across, we've only had primitive skins and Tier 2 pieces. Now, unfortunately, Shedmon did not release all of Tier 2 at once. He released the coffee can and the vest separately from the kilt. That was accepted back in 2021, but Facepunch wasn't really wanting to accept the pants for some strange reason. Don't fully know. But it got accepted now, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably maybe see a tier 3 or hoodie and pants group being submitted at some point in the near future. Will it be accepted? Do you think we'll definitely see a continuation? Regardless, let's put that aside. How much will that sell? By default, out of all the armour pieces, the Roadsign kilt tends to be the most valuable piece because it goes with both the tier 2 armour, the vest and the helmet, and of course the tier 3 armour, the face mask and the chest plate, making it very nice and valuable. But it's the same thing. This isn't selling as much compared to all of these other skins here. Do you understand that very likely might not sell as much as the other tier 2 pieces? It might not sell as much just in general, and if we do see the likes of tier 3 and hoodie and pants in the future and they get accepted and they end up selling even more, this kilt very likely, very likely, might end up becoming the most expensive piece, not only because it's the only leg armour that we have, but of course, it didn't sell that much. And you might, point out that it's kind of green. Ooh, do you think people like green clothing and armour in Rust? So yeah, that's in a very interesting spot. Will it sell as much as these two 11,000 subscribers? Well, we've got to wait it out. We've got to wait until Wednesday. That unfortunately is not abnormal, but if the sales are like hardly anything, I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty clear it might be a pretty good investment, so keep an eye out for that. Now let's move over to the likes of the Abyss boots. We have seen a situation with the Abyss collection, because this is different. This has all the core pieces. This has gloves, and now we've got boots. But I just want to bring this up. The best thing we can make a comparison to is the gloves. The gloves were accepted after all the core pieces. Now, just to remind you, the boots were actually submitted with the gloves, but they didn't accept them with the gloves. But now they accepted the boots. I don't know. But when these gloves were accepted, they only did about 10,000 subscribers. When, if you look at the likes of the hoodie and pants here, 14,000. Tier 2, on average, about 15,000, I guess you could say. And then these have like 30,000. It's ridiculous. Basically, this sold quite a lot less compared to all of these other clothing and armour pieces. It's comfortably in the positive. It sold for $1.99. Now it's sitting here at almost double the price. It's $1 more expensive. It went up by $1. Okay. That might not sound super amazing, but it's still comfortably in the positive. Now, if you look at this whole collection, it's doing pretty all right. Not everything's doing all right. Like, these kind of sold far too much. But in general, when you see the likes of an AK in the positive, I mean, that's something special. I've got to point that out. Right, looking at these boots. In the same sort of situation as these fish Roadsign pants, I'm looking at these boots and I'm thinking, well, I think everything's kind of looking a little bit more invested into compared to that. I think that might sell even less compared to the likes of the gloves. Huh. Yeah, that's a bit odd. However, if it matches up to the same behaviour as well, can't help but assume these boots would just comfortably go up in the positive. Now, these boots are selling for $1.49 instead of 99 cents. However, if they sell hardly anything, just can't help but assume it's just going to comfortably be in the positive. There's not going to be enough skins in circulation to just keep being resupplied onto the Steam market and cause it to stay down. It might just casually rise up and not stop. We'll see, but you can understand the situation it's in. Based on the current behaviour, based on the current momentum of sales, I don't think it'll be doing as much sales to the likes of all of these. In fact, I think it'll be selling less than that. But we don't know for sure. It's just a very rough estimate at the moment. Look at this after 24 hours of sales. Look at this after 48 hours of sales. Look at this on Wednesday night. That's abnormal. We'll discuss it on Wednesday. We'll consider what we will offer for it and whatnot and how we might approach it afterwards. But that is looking to be interesting, okay? Cool. Right, so I've been talking quite a lot about skins that I'm interested in. There's one more, but it's like very 50-50. It's going to be 50-50 now, all right? It's going to be 50-50 now. Okay, I am looking at the Sweet Dreams AK-47. Alright, what's going on, Hedge? Well, you know how not too long ago we had the MK Ultra and it was very colourful and very silly? Oh wow, you've actually gone down in price now. It's because you got upstaged by the new cool one. Well, for a fairly decent amount of time, that was actually doing a very good job retaining its $3 price. And if you go look at it on the workshop, you'll be quickly reminded that, yeah, it's a bit out there. It's a bit crazy. MK Ultra LSD, you might get the connection there, but yeah, it was trippy, it was cool. Well, we got this new one here, and not that, I'm sorry, this one here, yeah. I think this is Salvia. This is making the walls melt. It is very colourful, it is out there, it is crazy. However, it has a problem. We're going back to the Twitch drops. Yes, we are. So if I close this and go over to here, what is a certain AK-47 that's going to be a Twitch drop that's going to be given away for free? Emaru and Miskiff's assault rifle Twitch drop. Well, that's looking pretty special, isn't it? And I know a lot of you are probably standing up and saying, no, I hate anime. We don't need that in Rust, blah, 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 blah. You don't have a strong enough willpower to say no to that. Oh, you might put on a brave face. Oh, yes, you do. No, you're going to give in. You're going to rush in and watch 2 hours to get that skin, and you're never, ever going to use another AK-47 skin ever again. You're never going to put that down. Okay, look, I'm going to stop being silly, but the point is, I can't help but assume a lot of people are going to be loving that. I can't help but assume that's going to probably be the go-to AK skin for quite a lot of people. Look, we don't have to question them too much, but point is, that's being given away for free when this is currently in the Rust store. So here's the situation. Do you think that's going to sell that much with the likes of that currently being given away for free? It's debatable, but that's a cool looking AK, and instantly one of the first things I thought of when I looked at that was I remembered the Rainbow Pony AK-47, which is also very nice and bright and colourful. How much does that currently cost? Well, let's just go to all the AK-47s, let's go look at all these skins based on price, and let's go find out, well, you know, where's that Rainbow Pony AK-47? So, highest price, please. Oh, scroll up a fair bit, where is it? Come on now. Do you spot it, Hedge? I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, $10. Oh, $9. $9 if we're going to be a little bit more specific. But yeah, that right there is the Rainbow Pony AK-47. It's been it's been around for a good few years now. And as I said, $9. Let's just go to the workshop to get a better look at it. So yeah, bright, colourful, pretty happy. Oh yes. Do you reckon it's fairly do you reckon it resembles to that quite nicely? Think on it. Right. Now, how much did that Rainbow Pony AK-47 sell? It did 12,400 subscribers. Keep that in your head. Now, that's quite a lot for 2020. But over back to here, if this doesn't sell that much, do you reckon it might rise up in price ever so nicely in the future? What are your thoughts? Now, the big difference between that and the Rainbow Pony is Rainbow Pony has a well-established collection. It's got like all the various clothing and armor pieces with some deplorables and other weapons and whatnot. That's a big collection, one of the biggest collections in Rust. That right there, it's all by itself. Okay, but do you think the point still remains? It's pretty interesting to look at, very colourful, very bright. Also, aim down the sight. Let's just quickly get a good look at that, because of course that matters as well. Aim down the sight, please. Here you go. Yep, and it's got a perfectly fine red aim sight. I think that actually might be pretty interesting. And if you've watched me enough over these past few years, if you've watched me enough, you'd know that rarely do I ever sit here and say an AK-47 looks to be an interesting potential investment. I said it's 50-50, but if that don't sell that much by Wednesday, even I'm looking at that and thinking I might do a strong barter and I might buy some. I'm not joking, alright? So keep an eye on that one, but we've got to see how much it sells. And as I said, as of Saturday, will it suddenly stop selling that much? Got to keep an eye on it, alright? So keep an eye on it. Right, I'm going to move on to the next skin. This is where I start talking about the likes of the neon storage. Actually, do you know what? I might want to save that for last, because I don't actually have a solid answer for that. So I'm going to save that for last. I'm going to put that back and save it for last. Alright, moving on to the next skin, I am going to talk about the likes of the training jacket. Now, for this skin, I think it's reasonably okay. I don't really imagine it's going to be doing insane, but I've got to get this point across. This is the last clothing and armor piece for the training collection. Unless they want to go in and do primitive skins, this is the last clothing and armor piece. Technically speaking, this has completed the set. Right, so anyway, that's a black jacket. Didn't we just have a black jacket accepted earlier this year? Yeah, it's black gold. Don't we have Twitch drops? Yeah. And there, yeah, those are Twitch drops for now. Okay, well, we're just going to quickly take a look at this one. This is the K Katamina and Quackity jacket, and, well, it's also black. It's got some white stripes in it and whatnot, but, that's being given away for free. That costs $1.49. And then you've got Will, you got Will Neff's robe. Right, but more specifically, I cared more about that one because it's another black jacket. Yeah, at night time, are you going to run around in, you know, all black and whatnot? Probably. I mean, it's up to you if you care enough. But yeah, looking at this, I don't know. It's awkward. $1.49 is a fairly cheaper price. If anything, I can't help but assume with the existence of this, it's going to negatively affect the black gold jacket. So if you happen to own any of them, like me, you might want to question what you're going to do next. But could this also sell too much because it's a cheaper price? That could happen. However, mentioning the Twitch drops, maybe it does slow down as well. Maybe. I don't fully know where it's going to end up at, but I am questioning it. I am questioning it, but it has done quite a lot of sales initially. But I did say that at the very beginning. You can't fully trust that. Most skins usually sell a lot initially. So looking at this, I just can't help but assume I might want to just leave it. It's an abnormal skin. We have that. We can use that to our advantage. But it's got me thinking a lot. Let me put it that way. Now, looking at it properly, let's get a good look at the skin. There's nothing really wrong with it, you know. You could even say Adidas, maybe. But do you reckon when you look at that, you also kind of see something that might potentially be a nice budget alternative to the likes of the blackout jacket, which costs $12.50? That's all black, but training isn't. But would those, you know, white trims make that much of a difference? Probably not. So again, I'm not fully sure. So I'd rather just leave it to Wednesday, see how many sales have happened, then consider it even more. We'll leave it at that. You can understand how some people would like that and whatnot. Cool. Right. Now, all of these other skins I'm going to be talking about, I'm not that confident in, and it's just these two, basically. So, Ramen Garage Door. I understand a lot of people initially thought there might be a bit of a problem. Initially, I had a lot of people thinking there was a copyright situation with this. I can sit here and say it's nothing like the Neon Dragon Garage Door situation. The skin creator must have looked at many different neon signs that are sold online and whatnot, but he designed his own version, right? He might have taken reference from various other things, but it's quite obvious he made that himself. There's no issue with that. Cool. Just wanted to get that across because I know a lot of people are bringing that up. Looking at the skin, $4. That's a problem. And we are going to be getting a brand new, free Garage Door Twitch drop, which just so happens to be the MP Garage Door. Yeah. I don't want to sound mean, but I can't help but assume there might be quite a big demographic that might prefer that one. I'm not sure why, but we'll just roll on from that. That's being given away for free. That costs $4. But that potentially might be a good thing, Hedge. True, but we do have this problem with garage doors. We get quite a lot of them being accepted. Let's go take a look at last year and then the year before that. Because last year we had quite a lot of very cool looking garage doors being accepted in like the first half. You know, you got the likes of the Abyss garage door and the Lavazara garage door, you know, whatnot. We also had Minted Gold and whatnot. And then we had all of these other skins. do you understand the point I'm trying to get across? Lots of cool looking Twitch drops, charity skins, other skins that are just cool that are accepted in Rust stores. I'm sure you understand. There was a period of time where a lot of these garage doors down here were in the negative pretty badly, because everything else that came out later kind of stole the attention away. And the same thing can be said with all of these skins over here as well. And there's a lot of Twitch drops there, blimey. But yeah, a lot of these skins were very nicely in the positive, and some of them are kind of slightly in the positive at the moment, yeah. But there were definitely periods of time where they went down pretty bad. So now we're in this position. We've had some pretty interesting looking skins. Something like that will never go below its Rust price, but it might still lose value. The point I'm trying to get across is, during this summer, I expect even more garage door skins to be accepted, and Twitch drops most likely. Don't forget, we have another Spanish event taking place afterwards in June. I worry still. And you also have to take this into consideration. We have the autumn-fall seasonal dip. During September, October, November, a lot less people play Rust. The demand for skins goes down, prices go down as well. Okay? Would the likes of this garage door, which, again, looks quite nice, and it also has the kitty cats. Okay, you got the kitty cat there and the kitty cat there. Very nice, very cute, very comfy looking style. Will it retain that $4 price? I can't help but assume it won't. I really do feel like that's going to mostly be just a buy order. But I will sit here and say this: if the garage door, the Twitch drop, does end up, you know, being, I don't know, liked more, I guess you could say, can't help but assume that the $4 garage door here, the ramen shop one, probably won't be selling that much, and, well, most likely, maybe look a whole lot more appealing when we look at it on Wednesday night. But as of now, I'm thinking I lean more towards just doing a buy order, alright? We've had a lot of expensive garage doors in the past that didn't do a very good job retaining their value. In fact, Minted Gold, which I've referenced very quickly, that was a $4.49 skin. Where is it currently at right now? Scroll. It's currently selling for just under $2. That very likely could be an example of what could happen to this, alright? So, Smart choice, wait it out, wait till Wednesday, then make the decision. Sounds good? Okay. Let's move on to the likes of the Ditto MP5. Okay, brand new MP5. We literally just had one the previous week, and we can't really compare to that one that came out the previous week. It only just became marketable. So we've got to leave that for another week or two. But even then, I can't help but assume that's still going to go below its restore price. Yeah, MP5 skins aren't exactly the best investments. Some of them are standing out quite alright, but not all of them. In fact, the vast majority of them are still in the negative, and it's still not looking very pretty. Again, it seems to be more of a case of gun demand. If the gun itself doesn't have enough demand, where's the justification to own skins, therefore lower skin prices? While some of them seem to be doing better, it's the summertime after all. Not all of them, and, well, not at least the majority of them, so can't help but assume that's just going to probably end up being a 60 cent to 80 cent buy order. Maybe things will change, we'll keep an eye on it, but yeah, I don't think so. So unfortunately, that is the case. Now we can talk about the Neon small fuel storage. Okay. That has a lot of demand. That's good, but it might be selling too much. That's not good as an investment. Right, so let me just get this across. Neon Storage Collection, very well known. Look at all of it. And very randomly, here we have a small box. Now, I can't really sit here and say very randomly because Duck the Skin Creator has been trying for a small box extension or subsection, I guess you could say, for quite a reasonable amount of time. I've seen cards, I've seen small meds, I've seen small comps. He's made those attempts, they weren't accepted until now. We have the fuel storage. Okay, that's cool. What's going to happen next? Is Duck going to be able to keep submitting more of them? Will they consistently be accepted? We shall see. If anything, go to his workshop page, go to his comments, and suggest an idea to him. You know, what would you like to see as a Neon Storage small box? Tell him, keep him informed, and that might help him out in figuring out what he might want to do next with this. Is this a one-off? We don't know. But a lot of people, by default, have seen that collection and just instantly assumed, oh yeah, that small box is easily going to go up in the positive. It's going to be an easy investment. Not exactly. If everybody thinks like that, you're going to see a ton of these being bought. It's going to get oversaturated, and here's the very easy, simple way of understanding this. Let's just say this is all the sales. Cool, alright, you can see that. What happens if this is the demand? There's a big gap there. What's going to happen to all this excess stock? It's going to get thrown onto third-party sites, the Steam market. And what will likely happen is a lot of people trying to be selling these skins on the Steam market and whatnot, competing with each other. What they're going to do? Undercut, 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 undercut. They're going to lower the prices to try and make a sale. So they'll keep undercutting. Other people will notice. Some people might panic. Some people might panic sell. They'll unload all of their stock. Suddenly you have big problems. Tons of quantity on the Steam market. Very low prices. Not a good investment. Now, again, this is why I don't rush into making any investments. I don't ever rush into making a purchase. I'm looking at that small box, and I do worry for it. I worry it might sell far too much. Number one, how much do you reckon this will sell by next Wednesday or Thursday? When the restore rotates next week, how much do you reckon that'll sell? If you think over, let's say about 40,000 sales, I would worry. If it's 30,000, I'd still worry. If it only does about 20,000, I wouldn't worry that much. And yeah, some of you might be sitting there and saying, but some of the Neon Storages, the big boxes, they did like 50,000 subscribers. Yeah, but they came out 3 years ago, and they've had many years to ferment and, you know, very nicely rise in price. That's only just come out now. And don't forget, on the horizon, September, October, November, the autumn-fall seasonal dip. I worry for that, all right? Now, that's just my initial thoughts, what I initially see. Let's see how this progresses. Let's see how this turns out. I am not sitting here saying I think it's a bad investment, but I'm also not confident enough to sit here and say it is a good investment. It's a bit of an anomaly. I understand there's a lot of demand for it. I respect that. But is the demand going to be strong enough to keep it up? Will it help it retain its value? It's $1.49. It's a lot more affordable. It's a little bit more affordable compared to all those other Neon Storages. All of these sold in a Rust store for $2.49. That one's special, I guess. Well, it's small, so smaller price. Makes sense. That's selling for $1.49. It's a lot more approachable to buy. It's a lot more approachable to buy in excess. A lot easier to buy 100 of, or 1,000. So understand that, alright? Smart thing to do. Wait till Wednesday. It's abnormal. Do the abnormal buy orders. Look at the support afterwards. Make a decision then. And if it's not looking super great, maybe you don't want to buy any. Maybe you just want to stick with your buy order. That's the smartest way to go about it. So I look forward to see if there's more. If we do see more small boxes being submitted and accepted, okay, things are different. I feel more confident in that. But we need to see if that's even going to happen. Will Duck immediately put out another continuation? And I'm pretty sure it won't be too hard for him because He's made up ones before, so we'll see. We'll see. But I kind of feel like that might just be a one-off, all right? Regardless, it's nice to see it, all right? So at the end of the day, if you happen to like any of these skins, by all means, buy them, use them, enjoy them. Support those skin creators, keep them motivated to keep wanting to put out nice and creative designs in the future. But we are looking at this with a financial perspective, and we are trying our best to make sure we don't accidentally lose a whole bunch of money. We're here to try and make some sweet, delicious profits, all right? So be cautious. Over the course of these next 2 months, we are expecting a very nice summertime where prices are expected to rise, what with more people potentially playing the game, especially when we have events like this taking place, really kickstarting the summer. So we're going to have this, and then a little bit later we're going to have the June Force Wipe with all the potential new things coming out with the June update. And then of course after that we have the Spanish speaking Twitch event, and yes, that's also going to have Twitch drops. So lots of very interesting things on the horizon, and if we get a lot more people jumping in and wanting to play Rust, more demand for skins, better skin prices, better potential profits. Sounds good? So you might want to consider making some sales over the course of these next 8 weeks, I guess you could say, before we reach the likes of September, October, November. Cool. So sorry if that ended up going on a bit long, but I mean it's shorter than my Rust or rotation video. But you get the idea. So thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. Best of luck with you and your investments. Best of luck trying to get all the Twitch drops. It shouldn't be too hard, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. You'll be alright. You've got plenty of time. Right then, so catch you later. See you and goodbye.